The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
It's the week of September 9th, 2019. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this is the mid-season premiere of Might Be News to you. We are back. We are back. We are back. With me, as always, co-host Kev. What up, Kev?
Yo.
And speaking of being back, co-host Danny's here. What up, Danny?
What's up?
This is crazy. The boys are back. With us as well, CJ. What up, CJ?
How's it going?
We are back. Might Be News Network, mbnnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. Also go to patreon.com/MBN Network. Sign up, subscribe. You want to be a part of it. I'm going to talk more about all the new things that we're going to be doing for Patreon from this moment forward. Kev, how do you feel?
Did you see our rating on iTunes?
What is it?
We're the #1 podcast.
Nah.
That'd be pretty dope, though.
#1 podcast somewhere.
In Exton, maybe.
Yeah. No shit.
I'm hyped to be here.
I'm hype. That Danny's here.
You know how hype I am? I got a little sound bit for us.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have. We're the three best friends that anyone could have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. And we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
Okay, terrific.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I'm so happy that Danny's back, Kev. Because now it's not just you that's here.
Don't even start. Don't even start, because I'll push that button so fast.
I look like a penis.
There you go. There you go.
Because I'm fair, Kev.
No,
I
you're
look
not.
like a penis.
I'm fair. All
Yo,
right?
this little board that we're dealing with now is pretty, we're legit.
It's pretty cool. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. I can tell. Dude, every time, you just got to hit a button.
Did you listen to the draft, Kev?
Yes. The chimes were going for days. For days.
Dude, I was dying listening to it because I was listening to it at work, and somebody was just like, "What the fuck is that that noise every 5 minutes? Not even."
The pick is in.
The pick is in. The pick is in. So for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, we released a almost 3-hour long Patreon exclusive last Thursday for the start of the NFL season. We did a Might Be News Network fantasy draft. Each show has a team in the league, and the Patreon subscribers have a team as a representing them as well. So 6 teams total. And I've never done a 16 draft before.
Yeah, that's a
Very small
draft.
Stacked.
Very small.
I'm impressed. You did pretty good.
Yeah.
You did good.
I'm excited.
Kev did okay.
People
Did pretty good.
people were hating because we got Tom Brady in the 5th round.
That's Relatable Radio Squad. You're not talking about your squad.
We get Tom Brady.
No, you guys don't have him. Relatable Radio has Tom Brady and Drew Brees.
Jared Goff.
Yeah,
it was
you guys
Jared Goff we got in the 5th
Yeah,
round.
that's what it is.
That's what it was.
That's what it
Okay,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
You watch.
Yeah.
Hating.
You watch.
We'll see.
Baker
watch.
Mayfield's predicted to have one more point.
Your Browns are going to be legit this year.
Here's your squad.
Yeah.
Do you need to see?
D-Jack has something to prove the first week in Philadelphia.
Dude, I'm telling you, first play of the game, it's going to be a deep pass to Deshaun for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Watch.
buddy.
We had an absolute blast over at Mr. Steve's house for Might Be Brews.
It's a good time.
It was a great time. Everybody that showed up really seemed to enjoy it. And
How's Jackie's car smells?
dude,
Wait, what's the story behind this?
my god,
Yeah, what's going on here?
So co-host Kev
was incontoxicated.
Did you puke in her car?
No. He's
Did
the
you shit
worst.
yourself in her car?
No.
Almost. All right,
You sharted.
So check this out. So Kev, he brought over a bunch of sour monkeys.
Yeah, I brought over like a half a case of sour monkeys.
Half a case.
Yeah.
You only need 2 sour monkeys.
I
He
had
brought
quite
him
a
to
few.
share. He didn't share very much. Kev was hammered when we left, Mr. Steve. And I was driving. Jackie's up front and Kev's out back or in the back. And he brought what? You had 3 beers?
Yeah, there's 6 left.
He brought
there was
3
6
with
left, and I brought 3 back with me. And we get in the back of the car.
He puts them next to him. He's not carrying
to me.
them.
They're sitting next to me on the seat, and this asshole slams on the brakes.
I stopped at a stop sign.
Oh, no.
And the beers go forward onto the floor. Well, just one. The fucking bottom popped off the bottle, and it went sour monkey all over the back of Jackie's floor.
God.
It was the dumbest thing ever. First of all, we're in like backwoods, back roads. You know what I mean?
Back Coatesville roads.
Yeah. and I'm just like, I thought he was kidding because he's Kev and he's a piece of shit. And I just was like, all right, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, no, I'm not.
I could. Oh my God.
There's beer everywhere. And I'm just like, and then by then I could smell it. And I'm like, oh God. And then Kev, he's just like throwing glass out of the car, out of the window, cleaning it up in the dark, mind you, because it's like drunk as shit. And then he's freaking out because he like lost his jewel somewhere. He's like, I can't find my jewel. I'm freaking out. But the worst part about it was that, not the worst part, I meant
The
to say.
funniest part?
The funniest part about it was like Kev is like bending down trying to clean up all this shit.
With a towel that he has laying in the car.
And he just had like the perfect like sound bite like fart like and you just hear Kev go ooh. So like all 3 of us are laughing, and then he like as he's laughing he just keeps farting. And like I'm like crying laughing, swerving around in like
Trying to drive straight.
with our car clearly smelling like alcohol. Like you would just assume that everybody in that car is just wasted. And yeah, and it smelled for like a solid week, like just straight beer in that car. But it's okay. It was hysterical. It was,
I am so upset I missed that.
I wish that we recorded it because Kev was freaking the fuck out. And like we pulled off into Turkey Hill. I went in there, and when I came out, Kev, you were just like browsing the red box, but just wasted. Just wasted. Beer all over you.
Dude,
That's incredible.
Dude, so I go, I all of the beer, I don't know how, all the beer did not come out of the bottle when the bottom popped off.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there holding it upside down, and I go and throw it out the window, and it goes whoosh.
Oh, man.
Dude, all in my face.
It was all over.
Completely in my face. All down my sleeve, all over my shirt. And it was bad.
It was
Should have left the beers there.
definitely should have left the beers there.
Should have left the beers there.
Because the funny thing about it too is that like he ever since this happened, he has been blaming me straight up, same thing. This guy slammed on the brakes.
Trying to help myself out.
This guy,
Yeah, you have to. I'm amazed you didn't cut yourself on glass.
I didn't. I
This
managed
guy-
to come out.
hammered his shit on his phone in the back of the car with beer just sitting next to him on the seat.
You know beer gets a
buckled in.
seatbelt too.
Yeah. Son of a-
You know beer gets a seatbelt too.
He had the blanket balled up on the other side.
Oh, stop. But all right. So in case you didn't realize, we're just going to kind of have a relaxed episode, nice premiere. I haven't seen these guys in a while. Well, I saw Kev, and he terrorized Jackie's car with his ass and his broken beers. But I haven't seen Danny. I haven't seen Craig. This break, I really haven't done much of anything. I mean, you'll see by this list of things that I watched while we were on break that I'll go over later in the show.
But that's the whole point of a break is
Yeah.
to just take time off for
Chill.
yourself.
It's been
Chill.
total
Yeah.
recharge mode for me.
Yeah,
like
'cause
total recharge mode.
You and Jackie just celebrated your 1-year anniversary.
Yes, we did.
So it was nice that you guys got to spend some time and you're not doing 50,000 podcasts.
Right. We had a great dinner. We went to Maggiano's. Maggiano's out there in
King of Prussia.
King of Prussia.
Nice.
That's our go-to special occasion spot. Like more often than not, like that's like a typical birthday, anniversary, pretty much anything you can think of. More than likely, we'll go there 1 or 2 times a year.
I've never heard of the place.
What am I saying it wrong?
Maggiano's, no. It's
been there forever.
Yep.
It's across from
That's
Fox
where we
and Hound.
Yeah, that's where we did
I thought we've talked about Maggiano's.
I've
no,
never
you
heard
talked
of it.
about Maggiano's on Relatable Radio because that's where we did the mystery dinner thing.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Maggiano's is like in the parking lot of the King of Prussia Mall. Like it's on the outskirts. It's by the, what is it? It's not the Container Store. It's
Crate and Barrel.
Crate and Barrel. Yeah.
Okay.
Look it up, dude.
Italian food?
Yes.
And it's family style.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. So like when Jackie and I go, just the two of us, there's a deal there where, and they don't pay us, but you can do a deal where it's 2 meals, right? You pick an appetizer, and you pick 2 meals, and you pick a dessert, but you also pick 2 entrees to take home with you.
Really?
Yes. So like you can get the same thing, so it's like built-in leftovers basically,
Yeah.
or you can just do something totally different. And they'll make it up, they'll package it up for you,
No shit.
send you along.
Is it expensive?
Yeah, it's not cheap, but
Okay.
it's like I've been there many, many times now, and never have I ever left there feeling like it wasn't worth it.
So, just for you and Jackie, what would your guys' bill be?
We get drinks,
Yep.
$80-$90.
Oh, that's not bad
That's
at
not
all.
bad.
It's not bad.
Like
especially for what you get. That's what I mean.
Allison and I, when we celebrate our anniversary, we go down to Del Frisco's in Philly. It's something we've been doing for the past few years now, and I look forward to it every year because I absolutely love it down there. We leave out of there with a $300 tab.
Yeah.
That's drinks, apps, steak, and dessert.
Yeah, the steak aspect of that, I can see why it would be, more expensive, because I know that there's like there's that what is it, Ruth Chris place or whatever. We looked at the menu online, and like a couple of those steaks are like close to $100.
Yeah, the steak I get is it's a 22-ounce New
like-
York strip, and it's like $64.
You're not really getting anything like that at Maggiano's. They do, however, do a deal like if you were to go there with family, not even just like your immediate family, but like other members of your family as well. I don't remember what they call it or how much it is, but like I think it's like $30 a person or something like that, and it's just you pick like a couple appetizers and you pick like 3 or 4 different entrees, and they just keep bringing it, and no limit to it, just as much as you want. We get like every time we go there, excuse me, we get the same appetizer. It's the fried mozzarella. It's ridiculous how good it is. I could eat that every day.
So,
And I get a chicken Alfredo.
the way that I kind of think about it is, how Olive Garden, it's Italian food, but it's like
It's a chain restaurant.
it's a chain restaurant,
Yeah.
Italian food. Buca di Beppo is a little more unchainy. I mean, it's still a chain restaurant, but you know what I'm saying.
You get that home
and that's
cooked meal vibe
family
from it.
style.
That's family style. Maggiano's is like 3 steps above
Beyond
that.
Buca di Beppo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like not so chain restaurant-ish, more feel like it's home cooked, like that kind of style.
You get, and I've never been to any other Maggiano's besides the one in King of Prussia. I know there are other ones, but so I'm only speaking for this particular branch of it. You get the vibe as soon as you walk in the dining room. It's 2 stories. Like there's it's huge, but it doesn't you feel like it's crowded, but it's not like overly crowded. You know what I mean? Like there's always like a hustle and bustle shit going on around you, but that kind of adds to like the atmosphere of it. You know what I mean? It like makes you feel like you're in this fucking crazy restaurant, because you are, and it's dope. The whole vibe is crazy. I love that place. We had the cheesecake at the end, and it was the best piece of cheesecake I ever had in my life.
Probably the most expensive as well.
Probably, but it was really fucking good.
I might have to go check it out. See, my problem is my mom owns an Italian restaurant.
Yes.
So it's hard for me to go to another Italian restaurant when I can just go to hers.
Right. Right.
But
You won't regret it.
yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
You won't regret it. I regret not going there for my birthday because then we could have gone 2 times in August. I chose Outback for my birthday.
You're fucking up.
I fucked up.
So the fried mozzarella, is it just mozzarella sticks or is it different?
No, it's like straight up slices of a mozzarella brick.
Yeah, so it's like a
Yeah.
circle of mozzarella
Yep.
cheese.
It's like this big rectangle.
Okay.
And then they fry it.
Yep.
And they lay 5 or 6 pieces of it out on a plate, and then they just lather a bunch of sauce on top of it and all around it, and more melted mozzarella on top of it. And it's,
I just went from 6 to midnight.
woo, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Maggiano's, they don't pay us. What have you guys done? What have you guys done during the break?
Nothing. Worked. Watched some stuff here and there.
You went to the beach?
Yeah, actually I did go to dude, was that before the break? I can't even remember. It feels like it's so long.
No, it was after the break.
When did we take break?
A month ago? I don't know.
Yeah, you guys were off for a month.
I went to the beach at the end of July into the beginning of August, and then mid-August I went down for like a weekend with the family.
You know what? Maybe you did go right before break because you came back for the Meredith Wills interview.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about that because we had Meredith Wills on the show.
Right. Yeah.
Which was great.
Kids had a blast.
Yeah.
It was fun. We did boardwalk, and I hate taking kids to the boardwalk.
Yeah.
It's too much money.
Yeah.
Too much money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, we spent like $300-$400
Really?
in food and seafood,
Games, rides,
I'm talking over the week. It was like $300-$400 over the week. We just going on vacation. It costs too much money to go on vacation. It stresses me out when we get back. I have fun while I'm there. Just when we get back and it's time to pay bills and get back in the swing of things, did we spend too much?
Yeah. Right.
So we went to the Poconos this year for vacation.
I saw that. It looked like a
pictures.
blast.
It was, so we usually go to Sea Isle City. We decided to switch it up. We went up to Arrowhead Lake.
Now, was this your whole family? Like goes to Sea Isle?
Yeah, so
Okay.
usually it is my whole family, me, Allison, the kids, Allison's mom, her 2 sisters, their kids, their husbands and boyfriends, and then her brother and his girlfriend. Now, they didn't come this year, but this year we decided to switch it up. We went up to the Poconos. I found this place on Airbnb. We rented a whole house, beautiful house. The Poconos was fucking legit. It was incredible. The lake had 5 man-made beaches, so we still got to sit in the sand. Kids still got to play in the water. It was a lot easier for them to play in the water because there wasn't the waves
Yeah. Right.
that were like washing them away.
Sure.
They could go out you could go out as far as you want.
No jellyfish.
Nothing.
None of that crap.
Crabs.
You could
Yeah.
get on a raft and just float
Sharks.
out and just float out into the middle of this lake.
That's so
as
dope.
far as you wanted. It was so cool. So it was Tuesday night. They have this whole list of rules for the house. And one of them is, listen, we are up in the mountains and it is a possibility that you will see bears. So don't put your trash out.
outside.
So I said to myself, it's, 1 bag. I'm not going to do no harm. We got gates and doors up on the porch. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting there. I'm like cement, dude. I'm like on a different level. I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm on a different level, and it sounds like Sasquatch is running on my deck. And I'm thinking to myself, well, somebody's either. Oh, I got intense music. So I'm sitting, I'm gone. I'm like, oh my God, shit is going down. So either somebody's trying to break in or it's a fucking bear that's on our porch. Allison runs to the door, throws open the blinds, and looks out, and there is a mama bear and her 4 cubs eating.
Okay, terrific.
He abuses the buttons.
I can see that.
I look like a penis.
Sure do.
But there was a mama bear and her 4 cubs eating a bag of trash.
Wow.
It was wild. I'm talking like if you have a sliding glass door like you do,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing that separated us.
The only thing, right.
Only thing.
Yeah.
Now, I did bring a gun with me because, hey, we are up in the mountains and shit could happen.
Sure thing.
And all I could think about was, yo, if that bear gets in, there's nothing I can do right now to protect my family.
Yeah, and if that mama cub feels like threatened, that door is coming down.
Yep.
Definitely.
It was really cool.
That is really cool, though,
cool.
man. I'm glad you got out and had a good time.
But it wasn't as expensive as the beach was because we had no boardwalk. We had no rides.
What'd you do at night?
So there was this little
Hid from bears.
one night we went to this zoo that was down the street that you could actually like feed the animals.
Oh, really?
They gave you a bottle to bottle feed the pigs and the goats.
Oh, that's dope.
They gave you a cup of food, and so when you walked around, the monkeys were in cages, and you could literally throw a piece of food, a grape, at the monkey, and it'll catch it in midair, and it would catch it in midair and eat it. And then down the street there was this little fun area for kids. They offered mini golf, driving range, bumper cars, a water balloon fight, and a paintball range where they had stuff set up for you to get a paintball gun and just shoot targets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was
That's
really cool.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Were there like shops and different things? Or they're like, I know they're like up in the Poconos. I don't know much about the areas up there, but aren't there like some outlets and stuff like close by?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. So it was a lot of fun.
Because we thought about going away for our anniversary, and I spent days just looking at like different Airbnbs in the Poconos. Because I remember you guys saying that you guys were thinking about going up there. We just decided to have a staycation. Pretty much, we just hung out.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, I think we're gonna look into doing that next year because some of the places that I saw like it looks really nice up there,
Yeah.
and looks pretty inexpensive as well.
Yeah, that was my first time using Airbnb, and we really lucked out because the place we found, it was very well kept up. The appliances were all clean and up to date. The bed was the most comfortable bed I've ever slept on in my entire life. Like, I literally sent them a message in the middle of the week, and I said, what type of bed is this? Because I'm going to order one right now.
Wow.
It was so comfortable.
Huh.
So, yeah, we lucked out, and we found a really good place. But it was just such a cool atmosphere up there. It was just, you're just out in nature. There's no crowds, like the boardwalk and that type of stuff, and the traffic. It was really nice.
That's awesome.
It's dope.
CJ, did you have a good break?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been busy with a couple conventions with Novak Comic-Con things.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Good.
It's great. Danny, you want to do some good news real quick?
I got
for this first half of this thing.
I got a story we can talk about.
All right, let's do some good news.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
All right, Danny, what do you got?
All right, so I'm sure everybody has seen the news about Hurricane Dorian that it's wrecking havoc in the Bahamas and down in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, down in Jacksonville, Florida, a man walked into a Costco and bought 100 generators,
I saw this.
all of which that he is donating to the residents in the Bahamas. His receipt read $49,285.70. Most of that came from paying $450 a piece for 100 generators. He also bought peas, beans, coffee, salt, pepper, and other essentials that made up the rest of his list, all of which is going to those in need on the hard-hit island of Grand Bahama and, how is it? Is it Abaco? A-B-A-C-O?
I think that's what it's called. I'm not
Abaco?
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
He said about 100 generators and a truckload of food and chainsaws are all going over the boat on Thursday to Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas. It's terrible, and I'm sure you've seen the photos. The man wishes not to be named. He said he doesn't want the attention and would rather the people focus on helping those affected by Hurricane Dorian in the Bahamas. It's important that we help each other out. It's better than just sitting there, he said. You see a need and you fill it.
It's fantastic.
Awesome for him to step up.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not just like buying food. He bought decent generators.
I saw there was like a fleet of line trucks going down there.
Yep.
To help try and fix the power lines in Florida and the Bahamas and stuff like that. I saw the aerial footage of the Bahamas, and it's bonkers how hard that hurricane like hit them. And it's not even because like of how hard it hit him. It's like how long it stayed there.
It just stopped.
Yeah, it just stopped. It
Just like Hurricane Matthew.
Right.
When Matthew hit,
Yep.
it literally just stopped over the one island in the Bahamas.
Yeah, yeah. I really didn't like pay too much attention to the news while we were on break. Usually I do. Usually I stay like plugged in. And this time I really like enjoyed not keeping up with it. Like the hurricane stuff has been crazy because as we're recording right now, it's in North Carolina. That's where my dad is. So I've been trying to keep in touch with him and trying to, make sure everything's cool because he's like in the middle of the woods. That shit bugs me out.
Now, is he closer towards the shoreline?
No. So he's going to be fine. He'll just experience a lot of rain, probably some winds and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's just like in the middle of like the forest. Like it's crazy wooded where he is. And there's like a stream that runs through like his backyard. Not a lot of water, but I've seen pictures of it when it floods, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So hopefully it just moves right on through and just gets the hell out of here. But hurricane season's crazy, man. Like it's the storms are getting crazier. We talk about it a lot on this show, the different things with climate change and some of the natural disasters. We've talked about the wildfires. That's another big thing that's been happening since we were off. The Amazon rainforest is on fire. And that's just such a crazy situation because, the rainforest provides over 20% of the world's oxygen. Like that's not a fucking good thing.
No.
Like glaciers and stuff like that are like melting completely in Norway?
So I listened to a podcast today.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Uh-huh.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was on there.
Okay.
What would happen if the icebergs melted?
Waterworld.
Yeah.
So
Kevin Costner.
no, actually not. You think about it. So take a glass, put ice in it.
You're already displacing that area with the ice, so it's not really going to...
Fill it all the way up and let the ice melt. The glass isn't going to overflow.
Yeah, but the icebergs are out of the water.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're out of the water? They're floating in the water.
Yeah, but they're also above it, too.
There's still a lot above the water.
And then Antarctica's a land continent with layers and layers of snow and ice on top of it. So that's not in the water.
Okay, but those aren't icebergs. But
So let's take your concept, but we're going to use an ice cream cone. You get an ice cream cone, and you fill it to the top, the very top, with ice cream,
Right.
and it melts.
Okay.
Nothing's going to happen because it's all contained inside that cone once it melts.
Right.
But if you put your ice cream, whatever you call it, the ice cream piled up on top, and that melts, it's going to overflow. It's the same thing with an iceberg. Your icebergs float.
I didn't answer your question correctly because I thought you fucked up the question. Yes. All right. If icebergs melt, no problem. I thought you meant the ice caps. If the polar ice caps melt,
I was talking about icebergs.
Okay.
Waterworld.
No,
if
because
icebergs melt, polar bears lose hunting grounds.
Yes.
Penguins lose mating grounds, things of that nature.
But if the icebergs are going to melt, then ice caps most likely are going to melt as well.
They're not far behind. Yes.
Right.
Speaking of flooding, did you guys see the video I put up on my Facebook weather page from the guy that is riding out the storm down in the Bahamas?
In the Bahamas, yes, I did.
He built his house on 15-foot stilts.
Yeah.
And the water was starting to reach the bottom of his door.
Yeah. And the waves were hitting the second story of his house, right? Or
That was a different
video?
one.
That was a different
This one, the water wasn't the only water that was coming in. He had hurricane windows on his house, but they weren't sealed properly, so that he had like water from the rain coming in. But he showed video from every point from around his house, and the stairs coming up to his house, the very last landing, the water was just breaching that landing. That's 15 foot.
It's out of control.
I can't even imagine.
No. And like I said, the drone footage of the devastation down there, is just it's unsettling to see.
How close were you to that area?
Well, that's the Bahamas.
Oh, you're just talking Bahamas.
Yeah,
I thought the house was in Florida.
No, it was in the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
Bahamas,
yeah.
Okay.
The Bahamas, like just total neighborhoods wiped out, just houses gone.
Is that hurricane going to work its way up to us?
It's going to hook out to the shore.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get rain and maybe some winds probably Sunday, I think is when I saw it. So before the show's
Maybe.
gone. Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's going to affect the beach. You're going to have a lot of beach erosion. You're going to have the high rip current and that type of stuff.
Is it going to affect the game?
No. Nope. Ain't nothing stopping that game.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got What's the Point and Late Review, as well as this Week in History with co-host Kev. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So you've been listening to the Might Be News Network, but you still can't get enough each week? Become our patron on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/MBN Network to become a patron and get exclusive content now. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to extended episodes of all your favorite shows, as well as perks including MBN merch and monthly giveaways. Just want to support the network? Become a patron for as much or as little as you'd like. Get bonus content each week and head to patreon.com/MBN Network. Your contributions help us make this network bigger and better than ever before. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
Welcome back to Might Be News, the mid-season premiere. With me, co-host Kev. What up, Kev?
What up?
What up, co-host Danny?
I'm so fucking happy to be back.
Dude, I'm so happy you're here.
I've been looking forward to tonight for a while.
Me too. I was like bugging. I was like, I really hope Danny and Allison actually come back.
Yeah, shit didn't work out like I wanted it to. I'm still dealing with the job, the screwed up hours, but just got to power through it.
Just power through.
Power through it.
Yeah. Well, it I'm sure that like the time away was well spent with the family and all that stuff too. But I know how much this stuff means to you and Allison, and also how much having you guys on the shows means to us. So I'm glad that you're back. I'm really excited to see. At this point, I haven't seen Allison yet to record Relatable Radio, but I'm really excited to record that this weekend. CJ is here as well. What up, CJ?
Of course.
The technical director, spiritual guru, CJ. CJ and I, now, usually whenever we take a break, CJ and I are in constant contact. This time, not so much.
I didn't hear from you.
Yeah,
I thought you were dead.
Yeah. I was kind of dead for a little while. Day after my birthday, I just I fucked something up really bad in my back. I was doing some yard work.
Oh, people are hating on you at work.
Yeah, they're hating on me at work. I'm on light duty at work. Actually, when this show comes out, I won't be anymore, but I have been for about 3 weeks, and it's just like everybody hates on me. Everybody hates it because I'm usually a pretty big moving force in that where I work. I don't talk about my job. Fuck it, Kev. Shut up. But no, it's been most of my break has been kind of recovering from that, which sucked, but at the same time, I have a huge list of things that I watched while I was out, so we'll talk about that at late review. I'm not going to review every one of them that I watched, but I'm just going to talk briefly about them. So real quick, let's do What's the Point? What's the point? Is there a point to this? What is your point?
Are you just going to sit there and look stupid?
Kev, what's your point?
So I saw this news story, and I was just fucking blown away by this. It is wild. Larry Murillo, 18-year-old kid, works at a supermarket. He goes home. He's fighting with his parents. They're not getting along. They kick him out. Okay? They kick him out.
Okay.
So he thinks to himself, where can I go? He goes back to the supermarket to sleep. So he gets on top of one of the rows. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you.
He gets on top of one of the rows of the refrigerators to sleep.
It was a walk-in.
A walk-in. Yeah, like a
refrigerated room.
Right. Gets on top of it to sleep. So nobody would find him. sleeping at the grocery store. In his sleep, rolls off to the back and falls down to the ground 18 inches.
Oh.
18 inches from the wall. That's how tight the space is that he fell into.
And how old is this person?
I guess he's like 18.
Okay.
So with the compressor of the walk-in going, nobody could hear him screaming.
Oh my God.
Starves to death. Dies. The supermarket just found him 10 years later.
What? So this was the story. Okay, I saw this story.
Yeah.
And I saw that they found an employee's body behind there. And I never did my research to find out, first off, there was no smell. Second, nobody could hear him screaming.
Well, dude, you'd think of a smell. You're sitting behind a walk-in refrigerating unit that produces heat
Yeah.
next to a rotting body.
Yeah.
They probably thought the
Food in the walk-in was going bad.
They were probably checking food constantly, trying to figure out what went bad.
So this all because he got kicked out of his house.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Like, what did the parents think? Did the parents think he just ran away?
I guess. Dude, they found, 10 years he was trapped behind this.
Could you imagine?
Dude, ridiculous.
I mean,
ridiculous.
You have to take out the compressor at a certain point because they're going to have to come back to fix the compressor.
Right.
Wow.
How ridiculous is that? How wild is that?
Dude, that's outrageous. Now, like the thing that I'm thinking about like the smell and stuff is like, are we sure that it was a refrigerator?
It was a walk. It was a walk-in
Or was it a
unit.
freezer? Because if it was a freezer, he would have frozen too, and that would.
No, he didn't fall in.
Okay.
He didn't
was
fall
sleeping
in.
on top. Like they literally put this walk-in inside the grocery store. So he was sleeping on top and rolled and fell between the exterior,
wall and the refrigerator.
and the fridge wall. So he was outside of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, that makes it worse because he wasn't even like refrigerated.
But also the thing, like 18 inches. So he probably wasn't able to bend his arms enough to push the fridge out. Or
Well, no, he couldn't move that. It's a wall. Like it's,
yeah, or get enough breath in him to yell loud enough over the compressor.
God.
Yeah, but you could move your. I don't know. It depends how far you are from the compressor. But you make a stab for that compressor. Like whatever you can do to mess it up because someone has to come back to fix it
Right.
at a certain point.
Right.
Dude, there's parts of me like that are probably 18
Yeah,
inches.
dude. How,
like,
how
straight up?
How
like,
happy are you to hear that you're a fat man?
Yeah, dude. There's no way.
We actually had a guy at my work who was walking across a floor and he stepped on a manhole and the manhole fell in.
Ugh.
Fell in. So he was a larger guy and he was caught by his midsection. And everybody makes the joke, being overweight actually saved this guy's life because
That's
he would
awesome.
have fallen 30 feet
Wow.
underground into like freaking tar pit.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy shit.
A grease pit, basically.
And you can't swim in a grease pit.
Oh no.
You're just sinking.
Goodbye. Quicksand.
It's so fucking ugh. 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 Just helpless, dying like that. No fucking
Done.
Thanks. No fucking thanks. 0%. 0%. Good point though, Kev. That was a good point.
Yeah.
Good point by you.
Wild.
Don't keep this up.
I gotta come strong.
Gotta come strong. Danny, what's your point?
All right. I wanted to take a minute and talk about Andrew Luck.
Okay.
For those of you that don't know or don't follow sports, 2 weeks ago, Andrew Luck is the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
He's 29 years old. He's been in the NFL for 7 seasons. He suddenly announced his retirement from the NFL altogether. It took everyone, by surprise. Nobody saw this coming. Over the past 7 seasons, he has been dealing with some pretty serious injuries. He sat out all of 2017 because of his shoulder injury. He's had a back injury, and now he's dealing with a calf injury. My whole problem is the way the Colts fans and the way the public is treating him for retiring. We live in a society where mental health is becoming a very big issue, and everybody is pushing for the idea of more help, better system. People with depression, hey, we just reach out, say something so we can help you. Andrew Luck has fought his entire life to be in the NFL. This was his lifelong dream, and he was living out his dream. Those dreams were taken away from him because of his constant injuries, because of his constant rehabbing and the injury cycle that he was going through. He said in his press conference that what he was dealing with took the love out of the thing that he loved the most. It took the joy out of it. Now, to have something that you've worked for your entire life, like being a professional athlete, playing in the NFL, making millions of dollars, and to have that taken away from you and take the joy out of it, that's gut-wrenching, and that does something to somebody. Andrew Luck was the bigger man. Andrew Luck stepped up and said, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. I have to walk away, and he was treated like shit. There were people that were tweeting saying this is the most millennial thing that he could have done. There were Colts fans that booed him off the field. There were people that are burning their jerseys and requesting refund of their season tickets. This is a guy that has made a public cry for help because he's in a bad place, and this is how we treat him. Colts fans, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed. Don't you ever come at Eagles fans for us throwing snowballs at Santa Claus or the shit that we do. We know we have a fan base that is very passionate, and we do stupid shit. But you guys took somebody who was at their lowest point and you kicked him even further. Yeah. Depression is a major issue that we're dealing with in this country right now. And we keep telling people, speak out. Robin Williams committed suicide and everybody said, we wish he just would have said something.
Yeah.
Chester Bennington.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yep.
Just say something. He did, and you guys treated him like shit. And everybody who trash talked him said something about him retiring early. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I agree.
That is my point. It's been really bothering me.
Wow.
Really bothering me.
I agree with everything that you said.
Well said.
Very well said.
Can you hit the clap button for me?
One more time. There you go. I agree with everything. I will say this, though, because I at first felt as outraged as you do about it, and I still do to a point. There's one thing that I found out about the whole booing him off the field scenario that I thought was really interesting. And I tried to put myself in those fans' position. So this was a situation unlike anything that I've ever heard of before. The Indianapolis Colts were literally in the middle of a preseason game when Adam Schefter got the news from most likely the owner or the GM of the Colts saying that Andrew Luck was planning on doing this. That news broke while those people were sitting in that stadium while Andrew Luck was on the sideline not playing because he's either hurt or because it's just because it's a preseason game.
It literally broke at the worst time.
It broke at the absolute worst time because Andrew Luck didn't want people to know at that point.
No,
he didn't want people to know.
He had talked to the GM, the owner, the coach.
Yeah.
He talked to them 2 or 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And they said, are you sure? And he said, this is something I've been really thinking about, and I have to for myself, for my mental health. I have to step away.
So I can't imagine going to a game, even if it doesn't mean anything like preseason, or even especially a preseason game that doesn't mean anything because it doesn't matter. You're there, you're just there to have fun. You're most likely bringing your kids or somebody, whatever. And then you find out that the franchise player on your team is retiring. I would imagine that that'd be like a what the fuck moment where you're just like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I've been drinking for 4 hours. I'm just going to be mad and boo at everybody.
Well, imagine if it happened in Philly. There'd be beer all over the field.
In Philly, it'd be a crazy, crazy scenario. But I totally agree because Andrew Luck still has so much life left to live. And I'm pretty sure he's, I I don't know. He might have just got married recently, or like within the past couple years. So like, I mean, this guy's going through shit. If people are canceling their season tickets, I hope it's because of how trash the front office of the Colts are for not drafting an offensive lineman in like his first 3 years to protect him, that have caused him this many injuries and just basically diminished his entire career because of this shit. I hope it's just because that the Colts themselves in this scenario are trash. Hopefully people are coming around to where Andrew Luck is coming from, because it's a real shame, because he is naturally a gifted quarterback.
Yes.
He's a really good player.
I will give the entire Colts organization a big props for what they did with his contract. He still had, 2 or 3 years left of his contract?
Yeah, I think so.
And he was owed $26 million still.
Yeah.
With him retiring, he would have had to pay all that money back.
Right.
And the Colts said, no, you need it. It's yours. We don't want anything back from you. Take your $26 million.
It's because they know that they fucked up.
Yeah, he had no offense. T.Y. Hilton was his only guy.
Yeah.
For a long time.
It's a good point, Danny. Very good. My point, quickly to get through it, I'm just going to do a quick State of the Network address again.
Make it fast.
I'm going to make it fast, because I want to get to the late review. But real quick, we're back, as you can tell. I'm going to be up front with everybody. We're going to run for another 15 weeks. That puts us at around Christmas time. We're gonna end the season the week of December 16th, and we have a lot of stuff to get through in that amount of time. As we mentioned before, there is a fantasy football league in the network, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that the second half of this season. That includes a lot of Patreon exclusive content. During the break, Jackie and I have talked a lot about Patreon. I've talked a lot about Patreon with Amy as well, and CJ. We've just I've come to the determination that as far as non-Patreon subscribers, what you see is what you get. What you've been getting is what you're going to continue to get. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to go to patreon.com/MBN Network, because we're going to build on it. I'm in the talks with two very funny, very talented gentlemen. I don't even want to go into specifics, but there's going to be a Patreon exclusive show. Okay?
A show.
And it's something that is familiar to everybody sitting at this table, but you don't even know. And as well,
press pause on this record shit.
I'm not going to press pause on this record shit. I'm just going to leave you in suspense. So, but I'm very, very, very excited about it. CJ and I have talked about a lot of different things that we're going to bring to Patreon. A lot of video type things.
Yes.
That we're going to start producing some videos. We're going to start recording episodes. We're going to start with Novak and Franz, and we're probably going to move on to the rest of the shows starting in season 3 of the network. But we'll get more into that as we get closer to that. We're still trying to figure out the best way to do that, the best location to do that. Jackie and I have been talking about a lot of different things as far as the production and things of that nature moving forward with the network. I'm already kind of planning what we're going to be doing in season 3. That's how far out we're looking. And again, a lot of things for Patreon. Speaking of celebrations, coming up the week of October 28th is the official 100th episode of Might Be News. It's going to be a fantastic thing for us. I can't believe that the show has gone as long as it has. And
is that including season 1?
That's including season 1.
Okay.
Yes. And speaking of season 1, okay, that's one thing that I listened to during our break. I listened to season 1 in its entirety during break, and it's way funnier than I remember it being.
Dude, I still want to hear it.
It's way funnier than I remember it being.
Now this is with just you two, right?
Just the two of us. It's,
Huddled together in a closet.
yes,
Yeah.
Holding each other's hands.
correct.
Touching each other's
The first
wieners.
episode, the first episode, he wasn't even co-host Kev yet.
What was
That
that?
came in just in episode 2, I believe. I think it was just like random. Like I just called you co-host Kev, and then that
It stuck.
Just stuck. But like it's cool. We talked about a lot of pretty interesting things. So what I'm gonna do to celebrate the 100th episode of Might Be News, everybody on Patreon is gonna get an exclusive gift from us to celebrate, and we're gonna put out 2 mega episodes exclusively on Patreon. That is going to be basically none of the politics, none of the illegal music, but all the first 10 episodes of Might Be News.
No shit.
Remastered and just kind of packaged into 2 extended episodes.
Does it sound like garbage?
No, well, the way that it is now, yes, it does, but it won't when I'm done with it.
Okay.
I have a couple really like simple things that I'm going to do just to kind of clean it up, make it sound a little bit nicer.
I don't know if I'm happy about this or not.
Well, you're not even a Patreon member, so
I'm gonna have
My
to
wife
sign
is.
up because I want to listen to this.
so it's going to be great. Like we're going to do like it's 10 episodes, right? So I'm going to cut it up into like 2 episodes.
Take the first 5 and the second 5. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And then like just put it all together, a bunch of good news, because we did good news. We did This Week in History, which I may or may not cut out because like it's not going to be relevant for when they're listening to it. I don't know. Well, I've started working on it. I'm not that far into it, but I have 8 weeks to get it done. So I'm really excited about it. I made like a custom logo to kind of celebrate it, and I'm putting together some ideas for like a kind of a care package for all of our Patreons, our patron members. So go to patreon.com/MBN Network. Sign up. You're going to get, exclusive MBN merch. We got all kinds of stuff. I send out care packages to everybody. There's a Patreon fantasy football squad that you can keep up with. We're going to keep posting updates to Patreon about the team, and you can give input. We've got Sean running the squad. He's one of the Patreon members, and easy to get in touch with. It gives you a direct line of conversation to me, and we can talk about whatever. You can tell me what's going on in your town. We can give me suggestions about what to do on some of these shows. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, that's really what I got. That's the end of this season is going to be a lot of fun. We got 15 weeks, including this one.
Nice.
We're going to have some fun. Let's do late review. I know it's a little late, but
You're just hearing about this?
Can't believe I'm just hearing.
Why didn't I know about this sooner?
all right, I'm just going to go because I have a bunch of shit. And I'm not going to review them like I said. All right?
Go.
I will review one of these things, but I'm just going to tell you what I
Don't
watched.
take mine.
Maybe I
Do
will.
not take mine.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
I'll punch you straight in that fucking notebook.
All right. One of the things I watched.
Punch you in the notebook.
Both of you guys have boys.
Some bitch.
Yeah.
Both of you guys have boys, and both of you guys have Netflix, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Check out the show Hyperdrive with your boys. If you
Is it
haven't already.
animated?
No, it's not. It's like a reality kind of like game show type deal. So the scenarios, and apparently it's recorded.
Oh, that's the driving one.
yeah.
Okay.
So like they set up like this crazy like drift track,
It's Hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive, and I think there's 10 episodes, and they're all like an hour long. It's crazy. So they converted this like factory, like they have like this huge like factory area, and they made like a bunch of different racetracks in it, and it's a lot of drifting, a lot of like real precision kind of driving.
It's about cars.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of different people from all around the world. They bring their car and they're all competing in different like races, and they're trying to get the best times and move on to the next round, and then there's a winner at the end and all this shit. And it was really, really dope because some of these guys had some really dope cars, and it's like I said, like some of these guys were like really, really talented.
I literally just sent it to my son right now because he is all about cars.
Dude, he'll love it.
We go down the street and he'll be like, "Oh, that is a Z71 Corvette. That is a Dodge Charger."
Dude,
like,
if he's into it like that, he'll love it.
I literally just sent him a message.
He'll love it. It's really cool. Then I was laid up for a few days, like I said, with my back, and I watched one of the greatest anime series of all time, Cowboy Bebop. Has anybody here watched Cowboy Bebop in their life?
Never even heard of it.
It's on Hulu. It's there's like it's short. It's only like 20 some episodes, but it's one of the greatest anime series of all time. It's fantastic. I watched a Netflix original documentary called The Great Hack. It was The Great Hack.
Okay. Yeah, I've
it's all
seen
about
it.
Did you watch that?
Yes.
Crazy, right? It's all about that Cambridge Analytica.
Yeah.
Cambridge Analytica shit. It's about basically this company in the UK that takes all your data from Facebook, and they do it by
And your friends' data.
And your friends' data. Those like quizzes that you see, like what fucking X-Men are you, or like what super bad character are you?
Yeah.
You take that quiz. You click the shit that says, "Oh, I accept this," that you don't read. We talk about the fine print.
Right.
These fucking apps that are behind these quizzes will then access all your shit. They'll go through your friends list and access all their shit without their consent because you gave yours. And they basically make online personality models of everybody.
Yeah, with the quiz and everything.
That is how they tell you, like they certain companies will buy that information to target people for advertisements. You see sponsored ads.
How is this fucking legal?
It's you got to watch The Great Hack on Netflix.
Yes,
it's really, really crazy.
The Great Hack.
So if I'm friends with you on Facebook and you give them permission to hack your stuff,
right,
with these apps,
Yeah.
it gives them permission to go after mine.
That's correct. That's
how.
Correct. So you remember not too long ago, like
Because
Mark Zuckerberg was in front of like Congress and shit.
Right.
Yeah. That's what this was about, or this is what that was about, because Facebook thought that they were giving this data to people, but that they were destroying it and getting rid of it. That's not what Cambridge Analytica was doing. They were selling it to people. They were also using it for political.
Facebook was destroying
stuff.
it.
No, Facebook was giving it.
Facebook was providing it.
Yes.
They were providing a platform for them to do this shit. See, you're taking those quizzes on Facebook.
See, I don't take those quizzes. I don't use Facebook.
You don't,
really.
but I'm sure Amy's taking a quiz to see what clueless character she was, or if she was Phoebe on Friends, or you know what I'm saying. Jackie takes quizzes like that all the time. I've taken quizzes like that to see like what Game of Thrones.
So because
character
of
I was.
you, Jackie, and Amy,
it's got you. It's got you.
You guys go fuck yourself.
Go
punch him in the nose.
You can actually go on Facebook and it will tell you if your information was compromised.
Yeah, it'll tell you
during this, but it doesn't tell you who did it. So mine was. So I'm pissed at somebody.
The next thing, The Favorite. We watched that movie. It's nominated for a bunch of Oscars. It's on HBO, and it was trash.
Sounds trash.
I didn't like it.
Why are you even talking about it?
I didn't like it. Meanwhile, also on HBO, The Old Man and the Gun. This is what is his name? The guy in The Natural. The guy in Field of Dreams.
Kevin Costner?
No, not Field of Dreams. Robert Redford. Great movie, and Casey Affleck was in it as well. It's based on a true story about an old guy that was just robbing banks by being like really nice. He had a gun, but he was like just a real nice dude. He was just rob banks. And he robbed like a shit ton of them. Very cool movie. Watch it. Mindhunter on Netflix. If you're not watching Mindhunter on Netflix, watch Mindhunter on Netflix. If you're especially into true crime shit.
You guys like that shit.
I love Mindhunter.
I don't know how. Dude, you sit there with Jackie, and I guess you guys talked about it on a Relatable Radio before, and you watch it before bed.
Yes. Forensic Files. I watch Forensic Files all the time. Go to bed.
How? With as a bugged out person as you are?
Yeah. No, you're right about that. You know what it is, though? It's the narrator. The narrator puts you right to sleep.
Okay.
and then this happened, and then that happened, and you're just like, done. After 10 o'clock, that just puts you right out. But Mindhunter, possibly one of the greatest shows. It is one of the greatest shows Netflix has ever made. Straight up. We're going to go overtime. I don't give a fuck. Mindhunter Season 2 just recently came out, and it's better than the first one. The Boys on Amazon.
So I watched the first 3 episodes, and I thought it was super dope, and I just never turned it back on.
No?
No.
Dude, you got to finish it. Danny, do you have Amazon?
No.
Since you're taking forever to review something, I'm going to go.
This is what I'm going to review. This is the last thing. The Boys, I'm going to review, and I give it a strong 9. The reason why is because I love superhero shit.
All right.
Talked about superhero shit a lot on this show. And this was like just a whole different take on it. So, Danny, like The Boys is like about, they're superheroes in the world. Like, it's normal shit. But in this, in this story, superheroes get like kind of backed by this corporation. Like this corporation gives them their uniform.
I've been seeing the sponsored ads for this all over Facebook.
Yes.
And it all came up because one of the guys I work with, he's real big into the Marvel stuff. And he said to me, have you watched The Boys? So we sat there and we had like a 10-minute long conversation with it. Now all of a sudden, all over my Instagram, my Facebook, I'm getting sponsored ad for The Boys.
You're friends with him on Facebook. He took a quiz to see what boy he was.
I give it a 9.
Actually, I'm not friends with him, but
it's super
Probably.
gory. It's super gory. It's super controversial. There's a lot of like dark humor in it. And it's just really, really good.
I thought you were going to say The Good Boys.
No.
That movie that's out.
Oh, yeah,
That was made
I haven't
from like
seen that yet.
So I have a friend that went and saw it.
Yeah.
And I saw it on her Instagram. So I sent her a message. I said, hey, look, I really want to see it. How was it? She said she hasn't laughed that hard in years.
Wow.
Years. She said it was incredible.
I'll have to check that out.
I'm hyped for it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely hyped for it.
It looks really good.
Kev, what's your review?
So, Wednesday? Was it Wednesday it came out?
Yes, it was.
Wednesday.
Last Wednesday, yeah.
An American Saga,
Yeah.
Wu-Tang,
Wu-Tang, an America Saga.
on Hulu.
On Hulu.
Hulu original.
It's a Hulu original.
It's fucking fantastic.
Fucking fire.
It is all, dude. I saw it in the morning. I saw it there. It's like on now, and then I called you. I came home from work.
I've been waiting for this for months.
You didn't know it was coming out prior to me calling you?
No, I knew it.
Oh.
I knew it. That's what I'm saying. I've been like hyped for this. Like really, really hyped for this.
So I got home. I watched the first episode. I watched half of the second episode. Got home from hockey and then watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
All in one. The 3 episodes that are out right now.
Yeah, so Hulu does it different than Netflix is getting ready to start doing this with some of their shows. I don't know.
They're going to start with one show.
Yeah.
And then they might do the others.
So they do Hulu for this show came out with 3 episodes of it. There's 10 episodes I found out.
Okay.
And they came out with the first 3, and then they're going to do it weekly after that. So every Wednesday is going to be a new episode.
That's
Okay,
garbage.
Wednesday.
That's garbage.
Woo Wednesday.
It's garbage.
I agree, but I will also say that I feel like binging shows has spoiled me. I feel like
I'm just gonna wait until it's all out.
I always thought it was crazy. That's what somebody told me. They were like, "Oh, I'm ready to do the week free week trial." I was like, "Dude, no, wait, because it's not all out yet. It's not there. If you want to watch the first 3 episodes for the next 7 days, then fine. But if you want to wait another 7 weeks, that's when I would do your weekly."
Dude, it was so good.
It's so good.
I was talking to you before the show started. You obviously could tell who the RZA was right away. I could tell who ODB was right away. I could tell who Method Man was right away, and I could tell who Raekwon was right away. But I had to do a little bit of research to find out who Ghostface was and who else was already introduced.
The GZA was in it for
The
a
GZA?
little bit. Yeah.
But
3 episodes in, it's really good.
dude, it was phenomenal.
What would you give it?
Probably like a 9.5.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah,
It was so good.
it's really good. Danny, what are you reviewing?
2 weeks ago, I went to a concert. I went to Hershey Park and I saw Hootie and the Blowfish. Fucking incredible.
Really?
Amazing show. The Bare Naked Ladies opened up for him.
Oh, no shit.
Which was awesome. Darius Rucker, I think he said he was 52 years old. Dude, the entire 2.5 hours that he played, he didn't stop dancing once. All over the stage. His voice, he still got it. The band sounded incredible. It was, all in all, a fantastic show. He had me dying at one point because they were playing a song, everybody's up and dancing. The song's over and he's just standing on stage laughing. And he goes, "You know what I'm laughing at?" He said, everybody's on their feet dancing up besides 3 people. And he pointed them out in the audience. It was his daughter and her 2 friends. And he goes to her, "This paid for your college." Funny shit. But it was incredible concert. I'd give that concert, like, I want to go back and see him again.
Really?
It was that good.
Huh.
I'll give it a 9.
Really?
9.2.
That's great.
Yeah. Good show.
Is it like is it all the original band members, you know?
Yeah, so he broke apart from the band and then became, you know, his own country singer with a whole different band, but he was still doing stuff on the side with the band. So this is called the Group Therapy Tour. And they're actually coming out with another album.
Oh, okay.
In November, maybe, I think he said, end of September or November.
Okay.
They're releasing another album, so they're still doing stuff. They still sound absolutely incredible together. Just all in all, it left me with a huge smile on my face.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Awesome show.
Kev, you ready for This Week in History?
Do it.
Let's do it. And now it's time
Jesus Christ.
for This Week in History
You gotta do me like that.
with co-host Kev.
Fuck. September 8th, 1966. Star Trek premiered on television. September 9th, 1956. Elvis Presley appeared on television for the first time on the Ed Sullivan Show. September 11th, 2001. Hijackers. I don't even like talking about it.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it.
A lot of good people lost their lives in New York City. And September 11th, 2012, armed gunmen stormed an American consulate in Benghazi and killed the U.S. ambassador of Libya.
Which then came out with a really good movie about.
With Jim in it.
Incredible movie. We talked about it on the show before.
We have talked about it on the show many times, actually. Good job, Kev.
Thanks.
That's it for this week. That's what's the point. That's it for this week. I mean, it's been a great premiere episode.
Yeah.
I encourage people to go to patreon.com/MBN Network. I'm telling you, we're going to be doing so much shit. All the shows on the network are going to be doing half-hour bonus content every week. You're going to want to check out also this week. We got Foundation Radio coming out with the Tommy Chong interview. That's later on. That's Thursday. Friday we got an all-new Might Be Brews. We got our normal weekly lineup as per usual with us, of course, Relatable Radio tomorrow, and an all-new Might Be Sports. We're going to be breaking down the first week of the NFL season. We're all excited about that. And talk about some fantasy football as well. We're going to break down all of the fantasy squads in our league. We're going to go over the first week of our fantasy
Might Be
season.
Sports?
Yeah, Might Be Sports.
Okay.
We're going to talk about all that stuff. And we're also going to obviously get into the real NFL season as well. There's tons of stuff going on. Like I said, Patreon.
You got a jam-packed show on freaking Might Be Sports.
Yeah, it's all week's going to be jam-packed.
Yeah.
It's a all-week, full week
extravaganza.
It's a full week, mid-season premiere week here at the Might Be News Network. Like I said, all 5 days this week, we got something great for you to listen to. So make sure you tell your friends, and you personally go to patreon.com/MBN Network. Say peace out, Kev.
See ya.
Peace out, Danny.
Peace out.
Peace out, Craig.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, go to Patreon. We'll see you there.